Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I've done another client tutorial for you guys, and this time I went for a more soft glam look to break up all the dramatic looks, and I've done it on my gorgeous client Amanda. So if you want to see how I created it, then please keep on watching. So to start off with, I'm going to prep her skin using the Embryolisse moisturizer. I'm just buffing this in with a Joy Fiber brush, and then to create a glowy base, I'm also going to take the MAC Strobe Cream, the gold one, and also put this on her face. And then the final step for the base for now, I'm going to take the Mario Badescu Rose Water Spray and just spritz some on her face so that can all absorb in while I start on her brows. So for brows, I'm taking the shade Taupe or Taupe, I'm not sure how you say it, from the ABH Brow Palette, and I'm just brushing her hairs upwards and then filling them in. Now, once I filled in her brows, I'm taking my NARS Complete Matte Concealer in the shade Chantilly. This is the lightest shade, and I'm carving the underneath and the tops of her eyebrows with just a flat concealer brush. So after I've carved around her eyebrows, I'm taking a small buffer brush, which you'll see me do now, and I'm just blending the tops and the bottoms of the eyebrows. So when we put the foundation and then the eye base on, it's got something that's already blended out, which will make it blend easier. And for the eye base, of course, I'm taking my P. Louise base in the shade 2. And I'm just using the same brush that we just used. And I'm just doing patting motions to pat this on. This will get the most coverage. And I find it's most effective when using an eye base to do patting motions rather than swiping. And then once I've packed it on, I'm just going in with my small Dirty 30s sponge and just blending it out just to make sure I've got a nice even base. And just make sure if your client has lash extensions, you just want to be a bit more careful when you're working around them, because you obviously don't want to crush them or make them fall out. So hope this helps you guys if you struggle doing eyeshadow on clients with lash extensions. So now we're going to go in with the eyeshadow. So I'm taking the shade Raw Sienna from the Modern Renaissance palette. Oh, was it Soft Glam? I think it was Soft Glam. Anyway, and I'm packing this on the outer corner and then blending it through her crease as well. And this eye look is just going to be very basic. I only use two different eyeshadow shades. And for this first shade, I'm just using a nice fluffy brush just to get a nice diffused color. This eye look probably took me like 10 minutes. It was super fast. So it's perfect if you're wanting a more daytime look rather than dramatic full glam. So the next shade I'm taking is Caramel, and it's an ABH single shadow, and for this I'm just taking a slightly smaller fluffy blending brush, and again I'm packing this on the outer corner and blending it through the crease. This is pretty much just a darker version of the shade we just used, and I'm not making this too dark. Like, this is as dark as the look is getting. So next I wanted to try out this Mecca Cosmetica like pigment I bought. It's like a cream shadow in the shade Bronze. I put it on, but it was just a bit too dark for the eye look that I wanted. Like, I wanted a light gold. So I put it on, but I go over it with the Too Faced glitter glue, and then you'll see me pack on a pigment and I'll let you know what it is. So yeah, here I've just gone over that shadow with the glitter glue, and I'm taking the Inglot Sparkling Dust in 02 and a flat concealer brush. Unfortunately, this brush has been discontinued, but I'll let you know when I find another one that is just as good, and I'll let you guys all know. Pretty much any flat synthetic concealer brush should do the job. And yeah, I'm just packing it on her lid. Once I've packed on the sparkling dust, I'm taking the same small blending brush I used for the shade Caramel, and I'm just picking up a tiny bit more of the shade and blending the two edges together just so there's no harsh lines. And then next I'm going to be highlighting her brow bone with the MAC pigment in Vanilla. This is a beautiful white pigment with a gold reflect, and I'm just taking a flat shader brush and placing that right on the arch of her brow. And then to make sure it's blended out, I just go in with the fluffy blending brush I used at the start with no product on it, but I'm just blending it to make sure everything is soft and blended. Next, I'm just going to be lining her lash line. I'm taking the Maybelline Eye Studio Gel Liner with the Inglot 31T brush. I'm just creating a really small thin line. I'm not going to be applying any false lashes because she has extensions already, but the black liner will help create the illusion of thicker lashes anyway. And then once we're done with the eyeshadow, I just like to take a clean mascara wand and brush through her lashes just to get any fallout of pigment and stuff stuck in them out. And then I'll clean up her under eyes. So for foundation, I'm taking this combination of the NARS Natural Radiant Foundation in the shade Punjab and then the Dior Flash Face and Body Foundation in the shade 3W0, and I'm going in with my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush and just buffing that in all over her face. This foundation combination is so nice. I don't know why, but they just work so well with each other. So yeah, definitely recommend. Now once I've applied the foundation everywhere, I'm going in with my Model Rock sponge and just going over the top to make sure everything is nice and flawless. Now next I'm taking my Revolution Conceal and Define in the shade C6, and I'm placing some on her forehead, nose, cupid's bow, chin, and also under the eyes, just with the same Dirty 30 sponge. So now I'm just placing it under her eye. You can see with the foundation, I don't take it all the way up to the lash line because when you have foundation and concealer, that can cause more creasing as there's a lot more product there. So I like to leave that part for your foundation just so the concealer will cover up any redness or bags. And you can see like the difference here with the concealer and no concealer, like it makes a huge difference. And then next I'm going to be setting that under eye concealer with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in the shade Pound Cake. And I'm just using the same wet sponge and placing that underneath her eyes only. And to set the rest of her face, I'm taking my MAC Studio Fix Powder in NC30. This is probably my most common shade. It's got a nice yellow undertone, and I'm taking a big fluffy Real Techniques powder brush and patting that on all over her face and blending it down her neck as well. This powder is great if you want some extra coverage, and it has no flashback, and it's definitely my favorite face powder. Next to bronze, of course, I'm taking my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Give Me Sun, and I'm taking an angled Morphe bronzer brush, and I'm placing this on her cheeks, forehead, temple, jawline, a little bit on her nose, just because I feel like you need to put bronzer on the nose or else it can sort of get washed out and blend into the face. So yeah, you'll see me do that now. Next for blush, I'm taking the shade New Romance. It's a MAC mineralized blush. This is the most gorgeous shade. It's very, very shimmery, but it's like perfect for a glowy look, and it's got a really nice pink undertone. You can really build it up, but it wouldn't show up on darker skin tones, so I would only recommend it if you've got light to medium skin tone, but you can see it's already creating a nice glow. And then for highlighter, I'm taking the gold shade from the Dior Face and Body Glow Palette. Oh my gosh, this is literally my favorite highlighter, and I've hit pan, and I'm considering buying the whole palette again just for that one shade. But yeah, I'm just taking a small Real Techniques brush and placing this above her brow bone, cheekbones, down the tip of her nose, forehead, cupid's bow, and chin. And because we're creating a glowy look, you can really go all out with the highlighter because we've used other glowy products, so it's all going to blend in really nicely together. I don't know why I did this in a weird order, but anyway, next we're going to be contouring, which I should have done first or second or whatever. But anyway, I'm taking the Inglot sculpting powder in the shade 507. I'm just taking a really small amount because we're not doing anything too harsh or dramatic here, and I'm really focusing it just right at the back of her cheekbones and brushing the excess on her forehead and jawline. And next, because I wanted some extra glow, I'm taking this Hourglass ambient lighting palette, and I'm taking the ambient lighting powder, which is just like, it's got a slight sheen to it, and it's just a face powder. I'm just brushing that on the center of her face to give more of a natural glow. And now I'm just setting her eyebrows with the Brow Setter Clear Brow Gel by Benefit. I'm just brushing her eyebrow hairs upwards. And now to clean up any of our bronzer and contour, I'm just taking the same translucent powder. Oh, it's actually not translucent, but I'm taking the same loose powder and placing that under her cheekbones. And now we're just going to be finishing off the under eyes. So I'm taking the shade Caramel Shade and Raw Sienna mixed together, and this is the only shade I'm placing under her eyes, and I'm just buffing it out and making it nice and soft with a flat shader brush. Next, I'm just spraying a little dome brush with some MAC Fix Plus, and I'm taking that Vanilla Pigment by MAC again and placing this in her inner corner. This pigment is quite, like, it's intense, but it's quite smooth, and I wanted it a bit more like glittery and sparkly, so I took the Inglot Sparkling Dust in 02, which is the shade we used on her lids, which you can see me taking here, and I'm just placing that on top just for a little bit of extra glow. I'm going to be applying the Bad Girl Bang mascara just on her bottom lashes with the disposable mascara wand, obviously not putting any on the top as she has lash extensions. And now I'm brushing away all the bake just with the same fluffy brush. So now I've just switched to a smaller like dome shaped brush just to flick off the excess bake and any fallout that may have happened. And now I'm taking the MAC Strip Down lip liner and I'm just lining her lips with that and then filling them in with the MAC lipstick in the shade Yash. I'm then going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss in the shade Undress just to create a nice sheen on the lips. I'm just putting this all over directly on top of the lipstick. And just here, I'm just taking a little cotton bud to clean up any of like the dried mascara that we accidentally got on the lash line. And then I'm going to be setting her face with this cute mini Scandinavia setting spray. And it was so funny because the spray, even though it's such a small bottle, it was such like an intense spray. But anyway, just did that. And this is the finished face makeup. And now I'm going to be doing her chest. So I'm taking the MAC Fix Plus in the pink light. This has a pigment through it, so I wouldn't put this on someone's face as it would look a little bit funny, because you'll see when I spray it, there's quite a lot of pigment that comes out. So I'm just putting that on first, and then while that dries, I'm taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid highlighter. It's the gold bronze one. It was quite dark, but once I blended it out, it blended in nicely with her chest and the MAC highlighter. So I'm just making sure I've really buffed all those highlighters out. It looks really pretty to have a nice glowy chest when you're wearing an off-the-shoulder top or dress. And now just to focus the highlight on the collarbones, I'm taking the Mecca Cosmetica Enlighten powder, and this is in the shade Gold. And this is, oh my gosh, such a pretty highlighter, and I'm just focusing this mainly on her collarbones. And then I'll go in with my finger just to make sure everything is nice and blended. Then for the final touch, I'm taking the Mario facial spray, just the rose water one, and I'm putting that all over her chest and her face just as a nice refreshing spray. It probably doesn't help set your makeup that long, but it does look really nice. And so yeah, this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this more soft glam tutorial, and feel free to comment what videos you want to see next, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!